It is cruise Q&A time. Justin and I went on a Royal Caribbean cruise. Which one did we go on?
We were on the Wonder of the Seas.
Right. And the cruise that we went on had a whole kosher program called the Fresh Kosher Dining Package. I always forget what it's called. And we got a lot of questions. Number one, this was something we paid for on our own. This was not a sponsored thing by anyone at all. We just went like anybody else, but because I share on social media, I love sharing my whole life and it makes me happy. So shared everything, got a million questions, and I did a Q&A on Instagram where people could ask questions, and I figured we'd go through and answer some of those together. All right, so we're going to start with whatever's here. Was Coco Cay cool? Can you explain what Coco Cay is?
Absolutely. Coco Cay is Royal Caribbean's private island.
Mm-hmm.
It is all water sports based. It is beaches. They have their water park, which is an extra cost.
Right, that's important to know, right? That it's an extra cost. Was there anything else that's an extra cost? Zip lining?
The zip lining that they have there is an extra cost.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of excursions you could do there. I know they have a hot air balloon. That's an extra cost. You could go to their beach club, which is an extra cost. But you could also go for free.
Mm-hmm.
The boat pulls up. It's an island. They have tons and tons of beach chairs around there, pools. The food's included if you don't keep kosher. So there is plenty to do for free. But if you wanted to pay extra like we did for the water park, it was incredible.
Which I didn't do because I wasn't going to go on anything anyway. So we figured they'd go in and I'd wander around. I made like a whole TikTok showing everybody what Coco Cay looks like. Okay, so that was really fun. Last year we went on a cruise just like this one, but Coco Cay was on Shabbos. So, and since we don't get off of a cruise on Shabbos, we would have just stayed on the ship. But in the end, the weather was really bad. We couldn't even go to Coco Cay.
They missed the port.
It was crazy. So everyone just stayed on anyways. All right. What was Haiti like, given that's what's going on with their government, things going on in Haiti? Did it feel safe to go to Haiti?
So again, just like Coco Cay, Royal Caribbean has a private section of Haiti called Labadee. It's beautiful. It's paradise. Is it the real Haiti? Probably not. I don't think the real Haiti is safe enough at this point to go to.
The weather's the same.
Absolutely.
You're getting the beautiful vacation.
Take advantage of that part.
Right. And with Haiti, the way it works is you can go to the beaches for free. But if you want to do the roller coaster, zip lining, what else do they have?
Any of the water
sports.
We did the Wave Runner tour, which was great.
Yeah.
Everything is extra there.
You pay separate for that. So how much was the roller coaster? Do you remember? So cool.
So here's a tip for anything with probably all the cruise lines, but definitely Royal Caribbean, which we've sailed with a few times now.
3 times.
Throughout the booking process, the prices go up and down. You always want to book your excursions, your beverage package, your internet package, anything you can beforehand, because it's cheaper than booking it on the ship. They had a Black Friday special where just about everything was half off, the beverage package. So I think for the roller coaster, it was maybe $12 a person.
Right. So if you're doing it with Black Friday, which isn't always available,
no,
it's going to cost more if you don't have Black Friday available. It's just like anything else. But that is a really good tip. That's one we learned from our travel agent, which we can talk about her as well. How far out do we need to book a cruise?
The farther out, the better. Just like with airline tickets, the farther out, cheaper it is. Right. But you keep an eye on the price, and if it fluctuates, all the cruise lines will give you.
And some people, right? Some people even book like right before the cruise because it can be cheaper. Yeah. Just like flying, sometimes right before they just want to get rid of those tickets.
It's a risk. If you want a specific room and specific date, you book ahead of time. If you're willing to roll the dice, you could win the jackpot and get a nice cheap cruise.
Except for the kosher package. Yes. This is really important. If you're watching this and you're somebody who keeps kosher and you want to be in the kosher package, you got to book that as far in advance as possible. Again, when I share about our travel agent, she has a WhatsApp chat where she sends all the updates. And if you're planning to go on one and you see that update, book it. Because it closed out. Like there were 400 people.
450. I think it was 3 seatings of 150 people each. I believe it sold out within 48 hours.
Wow. Yeah. I'm going to toot my own horn and say part of that is because of all the sharing that I've been doing. And not just me, there have been other people who've been sharing too, but showing the whole experience, and people want it. So, and I don't get paid for that, but I should. That'd be cool. One day. Royal Caribbean, sponsor me. Let's do it. Let's do this. All right. Let's get some other ones. Is there anywhere at all, this is a great Jewish and modesty question. Is there anywhere at all that's private where for all women that they can wear a bathing suit by themselves? There's not. So the pools are for everyone. The pools are for kids and adults alike. I wish they had on Royal Caribbean like a adult pool.
They do. The solarium.
Oh, the solarium, but that's not in the sun. Like you can't get sun there. It's private.
It's kind of an enclosure, but it is a 16 and over area. So if you do want to escape the kids, that's the place to go.
But 16-year-olds are the worst. So you're there, but
To
like all
each
the
their own.
16-year-olds are in the hot tub, but there is nowhere that's like separate swimming for Jewish men or women or anyone who's modest who wants us to be separate. There's no option for that at all. So you would want to wear your modest bathing suits, or you don't go swimming and you lay out in the sun and you get a tan on whatever you're willing to show. All right. What islands did we stop at?
So this itinerary, we did Coco Cay first. Then we went to Nassau in the Bahamas. Then we had a sea day.
Yeah.
We went to Falmouth, Jamaica, followed up by Labadee, and then back to Port Canaveral.
Right. So Saturday, or for us, Shabbos was a sea day. Another Jewish question. Are there scheduled minyanim? So when the men are praying together, and women as well, you need to have 10 men in a group for Orthodox Jewish prayers. Were there any scheduled minyanim?
So nothing officially scheduled through Royal Caribbean. I know they had Friday night services, which they always have on every ship.
They do?
They do.
What do you mean?
They will offer, whether there's 10 people on board or not, that's I don't know, but they always have on their schedule a Friday night Shabbos gathering, is what they call it. Yes, it's on every schedule.
Oh.
With this cruise that we went on during something called Yeshiva Week, which is when our kids' schools have
winter break. Yes. And the schools they go to are called yeshivas. With
7,000 people on the ship, there turned out to be probably over 1,000 Jewish sailors on the ship. We did not have trouble getting a minyan of 10 people.
Right. But it wasn't done by the ship. It wasn't done by the restaurant. So this is really, really important. The fresh kosher package, not a program, not a Passover program, not a cruise program. It's just the restaurant.
Just dining.
Correct. So there's no programs. There's no speakers coming on board. You guys planning davening, prayers, that was all done by you guys.
By the guests ourselves. We got together
and not always so well. It's okay. We could say it.
A lot of opinions.
Okay. Drinks package. This is a great one for anyone who's cruising. How does the drinks package work?
I can't answer for other cruise lines. I know some include drinks, some don't include drinks. We did Royal Caribbean. The drinks are extra. You will always get at any meal you go to water and juices. That's always included.
Oh, okay.
Okay. If you want extras, such as sodas, they have the soda package. Simplest, you get one of those refillable Coke cups. You can get soda wherever you want. We did the middle package, which is everything but alcohol. And that means you can get any drink on the ship, from specialty coffees to seltzers to mocktails, as they call them.
The kids loved that.
Drank about 1,000 of them a day. And then the next package up would be everything that includes alcohol. But you don't even need a drink package. You could just, like we did, we wanted one alcoholic drink a day. So that was it. We paid a la carte.
Not even a day. I don't know. Every day. Those drinks are not cheap. Like one drink cost $16.
It's resort style pricing.
Correct. But if you're not a big drinker, it's cheaper to do one $16 drink a day than buy the whole package and not drink a lot. And it's really per person. They watch over that.
Oh yeah.
You can't like go in and get a million drinks for yourself and then hand them out to everybody who you're with. They're very careful about that. And same thing with the kosher restaurant, that if you paid for the restaurant, right? How much we paid.
The previous cruise we did, it was $35 a day, which seems like a bargain. Even this trip, which still seems like a bargain, it was $60 a day, which comes
per person.
Yes. Which comes out to $420 per sailor.
Right. But if you pay for the package and your friends come on the cruise and they don't pay for the package, they're not coming in with you. They're not letting you bring out food from the restaurant. They planned all this in advance. They planned how much food. We paid for all of it. Like it's a separate package because we keep kosher.
The way cruise lines work is you are always going to get free food on board.
Yeah.
There are certain restaurants that are open to everyone all times of the day. You can get whatever you want.
Right. The main dining room, Windjammer.
Windjammer, which is the main buffet, always open, always free.
Yeah. Sorrento's.
Then we'll get to that soon. The restaurants on board are called specialty dining. So they have steakhouses and sushi places and fish restaurants. Those, any person on the ship has to pay extra for. That is what our kosher dining package was.
Right.
It was a specialty dining package, a specialty restaurant.
Right. Now, what's interesting to know about kosher is, so we paid separate for this kosher package where everything was done buffet, every meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, buffet. If we didn't do that, we've been on a cruise before without the kosher package. What you do is you let them know beforehand, we keep kosher. They have frozen airplane meals on board. When you go to the main dining room, you tell them we keep kosher, and they go and they heat it up for you. Does it taste good? No, it's okay.
Frozen
It's
airline food.
fine, but it's food, it's sustenance. So you want to travel the world, you want to be able to do all these things. Sometimes you sacrifice on the food in order to do the things you want. So we've done that before, but it's really an amazing thing to be able to have the buffet breakfast, lunch, dinner. But it's definitely doable to go on a cruise and keep kosher, even without the kosher dining
Sure.
package.
And once you get on the cruise, on a regular cruise, if there is no fresh kosher dining, if you speak to the kitchen staff, the wait staff, the maitre d's, they'll actually show you which products are kosher to begin with. A lot of them do have the kosher symbols, and they could help you through.
They're so accommodating. These cruises are used to people with every form of allergy, every form of dietary restriction, and they're so good about it. They don't want anybody having an allergy attack on a ship. So they're really, really, really
The
careful about it.
cross-contamination is basically nil. They're
Zero.
so respectful of everything.
Correct. So I guess we can go right into Sorrento's and explain that one if you would like. You want me to?
Yeah, you go for it.
Okay, fine. All right. So Sorrento's isn't usually kosher. It's a pizza shop on the cruise. Anybody can go there. It's free. What they did on this ship, not every ship, but with the kosher dining package, they were able to work it out. Where 2 or was it 4 of the ovens?
So they
started out with 2 and they switched to 4 because there were so many of us on the ship. We're completely clean to be kosher. They made the kosher pizza in the kosher, what's it called?
So we had a separate restaurant.
Area, right. Okay,
which
fine. I
the
forgot to get the
kitchen was
word.
totally kosher for the whole
Right. So they
cruise.
created the kosher pizza there. They made it, they didn't cook it. And they stored it. You see, they had them all wrapped in a little fridge and they would put them in the kosher oven and they would separate them in a separate kosher area that they would have pizza for us. So we were able to get kosher pizza whenever we wanted on the ship.
And that was open to everyone on the ship. You did not have to be part of the fresh kosher dining package for it.
It's so good. And you can get it any time of day till like 3 a.m.
Till 3 a.m.
It's delicious.
Like
It was
10
so
a.m. to
good.
3, I mean,
Okay, so here's a good question, and one I wasn't able to respond to, and I'm really okay with being totally open about this, is how much did the entire trip cost? Now, airfare is interesting because if you have points, it costs less where you're
people
coming
that lived
from.
in Florida, they didn't have to pay airfare. So
Right. So the cruise itself without airfare, I guess, what's the cost?
depends what kind of room you want.
So talk about hours. We'll be open about hours.
Sure.
Go
you
for
could,
it.
You could look at the pricing
Yeah,
online, so there's
sure.
nothing to
So
hide.
we got a,
This time we got an ocean view balcony.
okay,
At the time of booking, we paid about $1,200 a person. If we wanted to have the kids in our room, their cost would be a lot cheaper. 4 people in a room our age, with the kids at this age, it would be very tight.
yeah, they're 12
I know
and
you
14.
can do it.
Yeah.
It's really tight. So they did have their own connecting room.
Right.
If you don't have connecting rooms, it could be even cheaper than that. If you have an interior room, it could be cheaper than that. So basically, each room was $2,400.
Okay.
And you got to remember, that includes everything on the ship. That includes, if you don't keep kosher, all the food you want. We had to pay obviously extra for the kosher,
But you
we chose to.
also pay extra for the Wi-Fi.
Yes.
And how much is that? Do you remember?
With the Wi-Fi, we got it on the Black Friday special. I think it was about $18 per room. There's ways
day?
to do it because
Per day.
Yeah, everything is per day there.
Okay.
There's ways to do it because you could pay per device. You could pay one person with 2 devices. There's a whole little mathematic there that you got to plug around in your
Got
head.
it. So you pay for Wi-Fi, you pay for drinks. Was
But
there
is
anything
Wi-Fi
else?
important to you on vacation?
Oh my gosh, yes. Especially with a
Absolutely.
14-year-old and a 12-year-old and me.
Yes, we
You
chose
could
to
probably
do it.
go without Wi-Fi.
Nah.
No, I don't know if we could anymore, but my whole life is
It's
Wi-Fi.
2023. And the Wi-Fi is great, by the way, because they now have Starlink on the ship, Elon Musk stuff. What a difference from last year to this year.
Amazing.
0 issues at
The
all.
only thing that I had a little trouble with was going live on any of the social
Don't
media
go live.
accounts. Like, then so unnecessary, but posting videos, everything was totally easy. Are there any other added prices that we're not thinking about?
We did the drinks, so that was an added
Correct.
people
Drinks
don't have to do the
package,
drinks.
Wi-Fi package.
And then excursions. But
Right.
just like any vacation you would take. If you want to go somewhere, a museum, ziplining like we did, it's
Right.
gonna cost you extra.
Right. So
But-
this is a good tip for excursions. Also, number one, keep an eye on it because they don't all like just go on the website at once. You kind of have to keep an eye on what you
They
want.
keep rolling them out as they see the demand is there.
Right. But I happen to think, because we've done it before where we knew we were going to certain islands. So we're like, oh, we'll book off the ship and just book random things not through the cruise. I happen to like booking through the cruise. Sometimes it can cost a little bit more, but you have the guarantee that number one, if you don't end up going to that island for weather purposes, you're getting your money back.
Full refund.
Right. Number two is, you're not missing that ship. If it leaves without you if you're not there. So if you do something else, then I'm distracted. Francine, hi Francine, when you're watching this YouTube, she's calling me. If she calls on the other line, we'll get it.
Sure.
So if you are booking it through the cruise, you just have a guarantee. It's all guaranteed. And I felt better with that. You're going to get the phone? Yes, we have a house line. If you hear the ringing, insanity. Just tell her we're on a call. Doesn't she know? She's gonna call again. Seasickness. Tell her. All right. So seasickness. I'm gonna talk about that. Okay, perfect. All right. So seasickness. Do you get seasick? Oh my
Thankfully not.
gosh. Hold on. We are doing a YouTube thing right now, so we're gonna have to call you back. Yeah, bye. She's gonna walk this back. I'm not even editing out. It's staying in.
Let it stay.
People, even if it's imperfect, post it anyways. Okay, that's a little tip from me to you. So seasickness. Do you ever feel seasickness?
No.
So I can tell you, I do. I can get the Gravol. So there's this thing called Gravol, or what are the other ones that people
There's
use?
Dramamine.
Dramamine.
Bonine.
Right. All of these are great. I took them consistently every single day. And then you can feel the ship. If anybody tells you you can't feel the rocking, they're lying to you.
It rocks, it bounces.
Not always. There's some days where you're like, oh, everything's so smooth. But if the weather's bad, the weather's bad. You can feel it. So or the patches behind the ears, or like these wrist things that you can wear.
Mhm.
They're all great. I get something called sea legs or disembarkment syndrome, which is when you get off the ship and then you rock. And how's the rocking been for me?
It's been another week of cruising for
Awful,
Mel.
just awful. On the ship, I'm fine. Off the ship, dizzy as anything. I kept taking the Gravol because that's what people said to do. It didn't work. So I've just been really dizzy. And we were going to do this earlier, but I'm like, I can't do a Q&A if I'm spinning. So if you're someone who really has that, maybe cruising isn't for you. And that's okay. That's
I think
okay.
it is. I'm not affected.
All right. So let's see another one. So we talked about food allergies. Have you cruised with any other lines? What do you prefer?
So my parents did a cruise with Norwegian a few years back.
Mm-hmm.
They were on the ship with us this time as well.
Yeah.
They enjoyed it. They are a little bit older than we are. They found the ship a little bit too big.
Yeah, too many people on this
one. Too many people, too big. My father uses a scooter, which is very easy to rent, by the way, and tons of people on the ship do use a scooter.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is when a show lets out, for example, or there's a lot of people at the same place at the same time.
Getting in the elevators.
The elevators.
That was tough. How many feet were rolled over? And it's not his fault. It's really difficult.
It's hard to maneuver.
It's hard to maneuver, especially if you're used to your own scooter, then you're renting it. And it was a good quality scooter, but yeah.
They would have preferred a smaller ship, but they did have a good time though.
All right, two good ones here. So first is we're going to talk a little bit about how Shabbos worked.
Sure.
Right, this is a good one. So for anyone watching who doesn't know what Shabbos is, every single weekend from Friday night at sundown to Saturday night at sundown, Jewish people celebrate Shabbos, or the English for that is Sabbath. Not everybody follows it.
Day of rest.
It's our day of rest. There are 39 types of work that we don't do. You can go and watch my TikToks. I have a whole playlist where you can learn all about the 39 types. And one of them is, well, a really big one, especially on a cruise, is that we don't spark electricity. So how does that work with, I don't know, entering your cruise cabin? It's called a cabin, right?
Right.
So you want to explain that?
The door locks are electronic.
Right.
Every time you flash your key card, that's how you get in. Everything lights up. There are many ways that people will get around that. So some instances like we did is there's always a cabin attendant on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And we told them beforehand what Shabbos is. They knew exactly what it was. And they just let us in every single time.
Yeah, and they're always around. They're always working there. So there's always somebody who will let you in your room. Another option some people do, well, it's not the safest option, is put like a little magnet in the door to make sure that it doesn't actually lock. So that, I can tell you, I knew some people who did it. You cannot tell that their doors are opening or closing.
They put on the do not disturb sign. It looks like every other door.
Right.
To each their own, whatever they feel safe with.
And then when it comes to the automatic doors, because they're all electronic, we wait for other people to go through them, because there's always people, 7,000 people on a ship. It's going to work out.
Constant traffic.
So you just kind of hang out. Nobody really notices. You talk, you hang out. And then somebody walks through and you go through right with them. Elevators, you can either take the stairs, which is totally a possibility, or with elevators, if somebody's getting in, you just get in with them. If they say, hey, what floor are you going to? Oh, I'm going to 15, or we just kind of went to whatever floor they were going to.
They were close enough. We'd walk the 1 or 2 flights.
Yeah, because the stairs are everywhere. Like, it's so easy to take the stairs. So that's how Shabbos works. And then buffet-wise in the restaurant, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, they had the buffet open. The food was prepared beforehand, and they just had it all in chafing dishes like every other meal.
Yep.
Okay. And then the next one, diabetes. So I'm a type 1 diabetic. My son, who is now 14, is a type 1 diabetic as well. He was diagnosed a year and a half ago at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So some, I guess to say like some good tips for diabetics when you're going on a ship. Number one, my rule for anything is bring double what you need. Whatever you count that I'm going to need this many of everything, bring double. Some say triple. That's fine too. With Zach and I traveling together, if we both brought triple, it might be a little much, but double what you need. That includes insulin, right? You're traveling with your insulin. Every room has a fridge. You can always call ahead of time and say, hey, I need a fridge for my medication, and they'll put like a small fridge in there for you. They also had, what are they called again? The Sharps containers available on the cruise. So you don't have to bring that with you when you're changing your needles. You just pop them in there, leave it, and they'll discard it for you.
Yep.
Anything else?
So one thing I want to add, every ship, no matter what ship or cruise line you go on, they have an infirmary, which is a real working medical office, even / hospital in a sense. We were talking to some other diabetics on the ship, and they had run out of a certain item. And shockingly, the infirmary didn't have it. I thought they would. Yeah. They told them, go to this pharmacy when we're in the port.
Right.
So just like Mel said, take double, take triple, just be safe.
And it'd be nice. I actually said to them, I was like, it would have been nice if like they could make an announcement or find out, because there's so many diabetics. Trust me, you're going on a ship. There's a lot of diabetics on there. You don't know. We don't like wear t-shirts that say I'm a diabetic, but we bring extra. If somebody had said, hey, I need an extra needle, I got you.
Better be safe than sorry.
Exactly. Was the food different every night? Oh, so this is an interesting one. So with the kosher, and I think it's the same thing with the regular buffet, every day you're going to find some foods that are consistent, the same foods every day. And then every day you're going to see new things, a different roast, a different lamb chop tonight or veal tonight, whatever it may be. And every day on the cruise, we had Indian food, right? Authentic. Cause the people who are making that food they know what they're doing. And every night they had a different Indian, dish, and they always had the rice to go with it. It was so good. All right. So the kosher program, we talked about how much that is. Oh, interesting. Can you eat the dinner first shift and then like go back later if you're still hungry? No. So they gave us package time. Lunch, you can. Breakfast and lunch, you can. Dinner, you have your package time and that's it. But you can always go to Windjammer and they had some kosher food available there. Mm-hmm. So we had the option to do that if we needed to. Did the ship feel crowded?
Certain times, yes. Certain times, no. 7,000 people on board. 7,000 guests on board, on top of the 2,500 employees there. When a show lets out, there's 1,500 people in the show. Sure, you're going to feel crowded. For the most part, no.
Oh, okay, I disagree with you. We're gonna fight about this one.
Which part did you feel crowded in?
Everywhere. So this is why. Last year we went
Caveat.
Last year we went on the cruise and it was half capacity because of everything that was going on in the world, right? They weren't even allowed to have more than half capacity. We had to wear masks on the ship. Everything was just very different.
Testing.
So going on the ship, and this one's bigger than last year's by I think around 1,000 people, and it was completely full. So it just felt like a lot. It never felt overwhelming, but it's just a lot of people. To me, it's a lot of people.
Did you ever feel completely overwhelmed?
No.
Was it crowded to a point where you had to elbows up? And
yeah, when you're leaving a show. Shows.
You go to Broadway here, it's the same thing.
Yeah, and I don't like to go to those.
That's true. I like to leave the house.
I like to stay home. All right. Let's see. So we talked about the name of the ship, what destinations. This is one for people very specifically. I can't even explain it so well. Was the dairy food Chalav Yisrael? No, right?
No, it was.
It was? Oh my God. Really?
I'm 99.9% sure it was.
My ruling in general, when somebody asks about Chalav Yisrael, is call and ask. Call the travel agent, ask her, because I don't always know. How was the bats? I think they're specifically asking about Jamaica.
No, that was the Bahamas.
Shoot. No, was it?
Yes.
The bats? Oh my God, you're right. Oh my gosh. All right, you tell it like it. You say
in Nassau, we did a pirate jeep tour. Oh lots of fun. Kids had a great time. Right. Pirate themed. Our pilot or captain of our jeep was
Captain Dark Chocolate.
His name.
Beautiful dark chocolate skin, and that's his name.
So
Love it.
They took us to a cave and they had fruit bats there. They were cool. I was hoping they would fly around. They were just chilling.
I was like, can I hold one? Yeah. But we're crazy. Like if you give me an animal, I'll hold it no matter
what
it
is.
Or absolutely. All right. Currency on the islands. Was there any issue with currency?
No. They all take dollars. They all take credit cards. So yeah, no issues at all.
Okay. Favorite part of cruising?
I like the non-stop action. You could 24/7 do something, or you could chill and do nothing.
Yeah.
You have that option.
How did I feel about the nonstop action?
Mel needs a break.
Like, Justin, I don't want to go.
Mel tires out.
I do. I just need like breaks. And that's actually one of the amazing things is that you can go, or you can do nothing. You don't have to get off the ships. You can let lots of people do. Oh my God, do you guys see? We're just gonna
on sea days. Sorry, excuse me. On port days, there's a ton of guests that don't get off the ship because the ship is dead quiet.
Yeah.
Quiet pool, quiet spa, wherever you want to go.
Okay, let's talk about our travel agent and the experience that we had.
Okay.
All right, go for it. You're better at this.
We use someone called Dahlia Stelzer.
That's her name.
Sorry, her name is Dahlia Stelzer. She was great.
Mhm.
She has been working with cruise ships for years now. So
Yeah.
she actually was on the ship before. She knew all the ins and outs of it.
Yeah.
I
So
didn't
many
meet-
good tips. The Black Friday deals, all of that.
That all came from Dahlia.
Right. And travel agents don't cost extra.
No. The
Did
cruise
you know
ship
that?
pays it. You
Yeah.
don't pay anything out of pocket for you. And on top of that, you get a free room credit. I think we got $50 per room.
How cool.
Just for booking with the travel agent. So it's a no-brainer.
That's the same thing, by the way, when you're booking Disney or anything else, they make their commission through whoever they work with. You don't pay extra. I had no idea.
Yeah.
I had no clue. So that's really nice. Her name is Dahlia. I have on Instagram, I have a reel with all of her information in it. And I also have a highlight that if you go all the way to the end, there's a link to her WhatsApp. I wonder if I could put it here. Maybe I'll be able to put it in the YouTube as well, so we can share that
These
too.
are travel specialists. No matter who you book for, they know the ships in and out. They know the cruise lines. They can answer all the questions, and they give you tips throughout the booking process.
All right, what was your favorite show on the ship? Because every night there are shows. You do not pay extra for them, but you do need to book them in advance. Sometimes like the people at the end can come in, but when the ship is full, it's full, right? What was your favorite one?
I like the ice skating one the best.
Me too. It's awesome.
Second by the water show.
Same. Oh my God, the water show. I will tell you, the plays are the worst.
They're not the worst.
They're the worst. Grease.
Okay, that was on another ship.
I'm just saying.
If you go into it with a cheesy factor, they're
So
great
cheesy.
shows.
Right.
The shows on this ship we found were better than the previous ship we went on, which was Harmony of the Seas. They've come a long way with their
Right.
tech and their lights and
this is no
enjoy
shade to any of the actors, the employees, like
talented
so much
actors and
fun.
actresses.
And they're all, I watch them and I'm like, why are you choosing a cruise over this or that? But I understand why somebody would choose a cruise. Like you get to travel the world. I watched on TikTok people who live on the ships and they do all these things. They are
the musicians, they're incredible. They're
Oh my gosh.
professionals. These are all professionals. This
But
is their stage.
I agree with you. Ice skating is like top tier. And the water show is just a close second.
Now, one thing you didn't do, but Zach and myself
I
did,
needed a break.
we went to a Q&A with the captain of the ship.
Right.
I'm into this stuff. Fascinating questions.
Exactly.
Fascinating guy. If you're into the behind the scenes, do that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Keep an eye out for it.
All right. Are there water fill stations?
Yes.
Right? There
In
were.
certain dining rooms and in the main promenade, yeah, you have.
Right. And with that, if you can get soda and stuff, but you have to have the Royal Caribbean cup.
Yeah. They also have free coffee, regular coffee.
Mhm.
If you buy the dining package or if you want to pay a la carte, you can get specialty coffees.
There you go. Here's a good one. Do they provide shampoo, conditioner, body wash in the rooms?
They do, but it's hotel style.
Did they have beyond just what was in the
No.
inside of the shower? They had like a body wash. I recommend bringing your own. I do. I recommend bringing your own everything. Buy the little bottles. You can buy the refills, whatever. I only know the rooms that we have. I don't know how small the bathrooms can get. The ones that we had, it's still small. They really do their best to give a lot of space for you to put your stuff, but buy mini versions of things if you can. Other things that are great for the room, magnetic hooks. If you go to Amazon and just type in cruise stuff, that's simple. I have a storefront where I have all my recommendations, but just go to Amazon and type in cruise stuff. Magnetic hooks are amazing because the walls of the ship are all made of metal. Everything is magnetic. The doors, the walls, in the bathroom, in the rooms. So those hooks are really, really clutch because then you can, all the extra things you have, your bags and your hats, they're not sitting on
storage.
Right, exactly. I actually think they give you a lot of hangers. Right.
This ship definitely seemed like it had more than the last one.
so
Tons of hangers
many.
this time around.
We had more than we knew what to do with. We travel with little foldable hangers just in case. Didn't even need them. Is there anything else that you recommend for the rooms that could be really helpful?
Wires. So there's not a lot of outlets
Right.
on the ship. There's bring a USB wire or USB extension cord. You
Mhm.
can't bring a traditional extension cord. They will take those away. When you check in for your ship and they take your luggage, everything gets scanned. Do not try to bring in steamers or any type of cooking device.
They'll take it away.
They'll take it away.
You get it back after.
Yes.
We learned that because we were like, what's this table of stuff?
When you walk off the ship, there's a table with a guy sitting there like,
Oh, yeah.
contraband.
Clocks.
Clocks.
That's another one. There's no clocks in the room. In fact, hotels don't even have clocks anymore. It's psychotic. So, oh my God, Justin, I'm spinning right now. Right now you're witnessing it. I am like literally, you can't see it, but I'm spinning like, oh my gosh, it's never ending. All right, we'll do one more question because I'm spinning. Oh, interesting. Okay, this is a good one with, I guess this is good for anyone, kosher or not kosher. Are there tea rooms is the word that we use in the Jewish world. Like on a Passover program, they have this, it's called the tea room where you can go and get snacks and tea and all those kinds of things. Is that available on the ship?
For kosher or non-kosher?
Both.
For non-kosher, yes.
What is it?
So there's a couple restaurants throughout that have a small showcase that have sandwiches, wraps, and cakes.
Got it.
24/7.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep.
Okay.
Like the Coffee Promenade and the Central Park Promenade.
And really Windjammer's always.
Windjammer's almost always open.
Correct.
It does 2 a.m. You're not going to go to Windjammer, but the
Right.
buffets, it opens early. It's
like pretzels just sitting there in a little pretzel bag.
No,
They
there's
don't
no
have
snacks or anything like that. So if you want chips, pretzels,
Bring them
peanuts,
with you.
bring it.
Yeah, we actually brought with us a bag of snacks. We had each kid fill a bag of snacks, just like a Ziploc bag of snacks. These are your snacks. They don't really go through them. Our kids aren't huge snackers. I'm the snackiest of all of
If
us.
it's your first cruise, better be safe than sorry.
Yeah.
Just take it. If it's you think it's something you want in the room or something you want on the ship, just take it.
Yeah, but take the mini version of things.
Yeah, you don't need a whole pantry.
No, you don't. What's really great in the rooms is that there's room underneath your beds to put your suitcases. They really make it roomy under
It's
there.
like
So you
loft
can
style. in a sense.
correct. So you can fit them all under so your suitcases aren't just sitting out. That's especially great if you're trying to fit 4 people to a cabin.
One more item,
Yes.
which would have been dealt with if you go to the Amazon list: clips, towel clips.
Yes.
These big plastic clips.
Right.
Because you're on a ship. Everything out there is windy.
Windy, right? The wind is still going. And you know what? Even when you're not moving, sometimes it's windy because it's just windy out. So when you have those clips are great for any vacation, but I really like them because everybody kind of brings their own version of the clips. So if you're trying to find your chair, find your clips and
Or
it's
pink clips. That's
exactly, but it's so true because otherwise your towels are flying away. Or if you have a porch, what is it called again?
balcony.
Balcony. Why do I keep calling it a porch?
Uh,
And your bathing suits are wet. You can put them out there on the chair, but they're gonna fly away into the ocean if you don't have the clips. So those clips really keep them out there and keep them dry. Is there anything else you could think of?
For a room, I think that's about it.
Okay, is there anything else that you want to share about the ship, about the cruise, anything that was not asked that you would want to answer?
Not that I could think of.
People ask really, really good questions.
Yeah, I think
You
we
can ask
covered
questions below
everything.
this video for sure.
I'll definitely answer some.
Oh my gosh, I love this. And again, all of this is just like free from us to you guys because we love cruising, even with the spinning after the cruise.
Mhm.
This is our 3rd one. We might take a little break because Mama needs a little break from the spinning, but there's so much fun. And there's so many, like some people ask, why would you want to go to a port for, I don't know, 6 hours versus going somewhere for 3 or 4 days or whatever it is. I love that you get to see all these different islands that you might not otherwise
Little
go
taste.
to.
Yeah.
Right. Like we loved visiting Jamaica. We love visiting Jamaica. It's beautiful. I don't know that I would go there for a week, but I love to be able to stop in there.
You could meet the people.
Mhm.
And you see the culture, even if it's
Yeah.
just a small taste of it. You really see how beautiful people
Right.
are. In this
And
world.
sometimes you get the taste and you go, I want to go back.
Right.
So
What's your
what-
appetite?
Exactly. So it's a great way of being able to see the world without investing all your money and going to just one place. That's
Imagine
why we love
getting
it.
to booking a place for a week and you're miserable. At least here you could sample it and say, okay, I definitely want to go back
Right.
there on a future vacation.
And if you do different ships with different ports, then you get to try all these new places that you've never been to.
There's tons of different cruises, from 3-day weekend cruises to 14-day cruises. You go to Europe, Australia, Alaska.
Yeah.
Look about it. Look
Alaska
around.
is the dream. What's your favorite? I want to see if we have the same. This is the last question. What's your favorite stop that we went to?
Favorite stop we went to this trip or in all?
All of them. So we've done 3
Ah.
cruises.
First cruise we ever did, St. Martin.
St. Martin. I should have answered at the same time. Oh,
I
and
know
why
you're
St.
going.
Martin beyond the rum? Because the rum was like,
There's
oh
a
my God.
little strip of beach called Maho Beach, which sits at the edge of the airport, and the airplanes come in that far over your head.
Right. You literally feel like it's going to hit your head.
It is loud. It is awesome.
It's amazing. And people will sit all day just to experience these planes flying over your head. What's cooler than landing
They're crazy. Even that's
is takeoff. And it doesn't happen as often.
Right.
Right. You really have to like sit there for a while to experience it. What happens with takeoff?
people ride the fence. So they will actually hold onto the fence as the airplanes are spooling up and get blown back into.
You did it, didn't you?
I kind of stayed to the side.
Right. We held on, me and my friend were on the beach. The sand whips at you. Like we got moved on the sand by it. So that was for sure. I think I agree with you on that one. Our favorite stop that we've
I
had
hope
so
to get
far.
on another cruise where that is a port that we go to.
Yes, big time. All right. So keep asking your questions. Thank you for being here with us as we answered all of them with you. I'm gonna go lay down because I'm spinning. I can't believe
I feel great. I'm going to book another cruise.